What's going on, Axie fam? Elijah here, back with another video, and today I've got one I am very excited about. Something new, different, and spicy within the Origin realm. You guys know I've been playing my Banish build with the Topaz Backline Beast. We're sitting at rank 65. Haven't played much this past week, but I was ready to switch it up, and here I have done so with my new team. I will break it down for you and then jump into a game example of how I executed, and we've got a bleed slash backdoor comp. A lot of people have been interested in seeing a bleed build. This is one that I spent some time on and I like it a lot. Now, just like with Origin, everything is experimental, so I really don't think this is optimized perfectly by any means, but it's super fun to play. So far, I'm having success with it, and let's jump right into the comp. Up front, we have a nice big aqua body, and a big part of that's just Heart of the Ocean being so good for balancing your entire team and making sure that you have extra longevity. And notice how I have 3-0 costs? This is to help thin out the deck a bit with Banish. And since this is a backdoor build, I need to figure out what I want to target. Is it the enemy's backliner, or do I have a team where I want to be able to target any of his Axies? And I'm going with his backline simply because the point system allows for this card to give me more leeway, costing 4 instead of 5, and the damage reduction is slightly lower. You lose 10% of your base stats with Sun Stamp versus 15 on Rocket Stamp. I'm interested in exploring Rocket Stamp as well in some other comps, specifically beasts that have Pocky, but I'm going to save that for another video. So my 3 attack cards on my Aqua are Babylonia, Piranha, and Perch. Perch is going to prioritize whichever Axie has the lowest HP, so I don't need to put a backdoor charm on that. I do want to go with Charm of Focus, however, because that is extremely powerful with a multi-hit attack card, especially Perch that hits 4 times. So this is going to boost my attack up by 3, essentially making this card do over 130 damage. It can even go higher. Tiny Fan as well gives a damage boost, so this can get really insane on my Aqua. This is a bleed build, so of course having Piranha is fantastic, and again that's focusing his backliner, and Babylonia, just a really nice card to put with this comp because it applies weak. It makes his turns less powerful by a lot, 20% less attack damage. If he draws a lot of cards on the Axie I hit with this, it can really slow him down, and in a build where he's taking tons of AoE damage can be extremely frustrating on his end. At the midline, I have a beast rocking the Endless Anger Rune. I just think that, you know, when you go into rage mode, it's super powerful. The extra energy, the high damage. I've got Cottontail, which is a big assist with energy, along with Nemo. Puts me in great shape for most of the game in terms of some extra flexibility. A lot of you probably know by now Chubby with Hidden Razor is absolutely insane. You smack all 3 of his Axies and put bleed on all of them, thus again adding a ton of pressure. Innocent Lamb, I'm not really sure about. I mean, it's kind of just nice to have another Banish card in my hand, and this is one I start with, so I can just search for Cottontail. Kind of negates itself as far as the energy gain there, but I'm going to redraw Cottontail again because this duplicates one of your skill cards. It doesn't draw it straight out of my deck, so I think all in all, it's a good one to have to just cycle through faster. Imp is a random one, but sometimes it comes in handy when I go into Fury form and get 4 energy plus this. I have a lot of 2-cost cards in Perch and Chubby across my team, so the extra energy in Fury form can be really useful. Another bleed card, and then Deathmark, which can target any Axie, keeping in line with wanting to be able to finish off whichever Axie I'm prioritizing, and in this case, going to be his backliner. Finally, I've got a pretty wonky looking bird, but I'm having fun with it. I really enjoy this build. I think there's some other cool bird options too, but this is nice for a lot of reasons. Eggshell, phenomenal card. I sound like a broken record, I know, but I really love how this throws off the game plan of my enemies so frequently by putting taunt on my bird. Another Perch to help blast his backliner, and then I've just got some decent damage across the board, along with Axie Kiss here as well. And the general idea is that I always want to be drawing backdoor cards. That's the point. The sooner I kill his backliner, the better. Mess up his card draw, make sure he's drawing revenge cards in the mid game, and essentially throw off his strategy. Usually your backliner is your closer and the one that you feel strongest going into the late game with. So if I get rid of that quickly, it can set me up for a really nice path to victory. The rune I'm going with on the bird is Energy Guru, okay? It does 5 damage per energy cost to all enemies. And since I've got AoE damage in this this build big time with it being a bleed deck. That's another one that just adds up over the course of the game. When I play Perch, for instance, that's 10 damage across all of his Axies. Without further ado, let's jump into a game that I played today and see how this stacks up against a fairly standard build, nothing too tricky. He has Perch, but this isn't a backdoor build. Most of his charms are just giving him extra damage, but he has 2 beasts, which is always scary in the current meta because of how strong Endless Anger is, as well as Pengulin's Scale, right? Tons of damage reduction up front, which can be extremely difficult to get through, but I get the fantastic Chubby round 1 draw. I'm going to start putting some real damage across the board here and bleed on all 3 of his Axies. There's a Cottontail as well. Let's go ahead and play Innocent Lamb, draw another Cottontail, banish some cards, and then finish off with my highest damage card here, which is Imp. And again, that's going to his backline. Beast already down to 245 HP, which you love to see going into the second round. Now for him, he gets Chubby immediately as well. My Axies are going to begin bleeding out. Lamb up front. Nemo, he is going to be able to put tons of damage in on my Aqua, down to 154. So far, fairly even. Now, in round 3 for me, I get Tiny Fan, which gives me that damage boost on my frontliner. I actually get rid of Babylonia and Swallow, which I'm not sure if that was the best thing for me to do, but because I got the damage boost on the Aqua, I was trying to draw out of my draw pile the Perch that I had there, because with the current damage boosts I have, it would be really, really strong to be able to play that on his backliner. I don't get it, so instead, I'm just going to play Perch on my bird on the backline, and then I'll have 1 energy left, which is going to put me just shy of being able to kill this beast. He goes down to 34 HP. He's gonna not be able to play a couple cards here on his backliner. He puts Sakura on the beast though, which is smart. It starts to heal up every time a card gets played, and I lose my Aqua up front, so I'm not feeling all too hot right now. Play early bird, which I kind of forgot went to his front line. I didn't have Sun Stamp on it. Actually, I don't know if I forgot that or if it just was the only logical thing to do because I needed to draw a card. I do draw Eggshell, which at this point I decide to play, and I did some poor math here and thought I was gonna get the kill with the extra damage bonus that comes with my Rune, but I'm just short, so I probably should have just played Perch here instead and guaranteed the kill, but that's okay. You can't always get it right. He's down to 2 HP, which is super sad, but I wanted to make sure I threw him off here and prolonged my beast's life, so there's always some trade-offs in the lines that you take. My bird is gonna get some fire thrown at it here, but will be in just totally fine shape. And now, redraw on Chubby. We love to see that. I'm going to get rid of the backliner, put bleed on the front and midline Axie again, and this one's coming down to the wire. I decided to go with the Mavis on the backline. The key decision on that is if he draws Perch, that is actually now going to prioritize my bird, and he has no other good way to get rid of that bird, so he would basically lose the value on this and not be able to kill my bird Axie here. So that's why I chose that instead of doing extra damage to one of his Axies with my 3rd energy that round. Pretty lackluster draw for him. We'll see Tiny Fan here, Lamb, and then a bunch of revenge cards. One of the perks that comes with disabling his backline beast, making it kind of useless and then killing it so early, is that you get stuff like this to happen, which is really, really good for me. And now I'm going to go into rage mode, gain an extra energy. I do not have a ton of beast cards here. I just have 1, but I still think this is shaping up to be a nice round. I'm going to lead with early bird so I can draw a card and have more options. That one I do not have the backdoor charm on, so it goes to the front. There is Chubby again. So now I'm going to play Jaguar, and I think basically close this one out with the Chubby across both of his Axies. Look at this AoE damage. It's so sick. Finish it with an Axie Kiss, and we take home the win, even though it definitely looked scary for us at different points in that matchup. Let's take a look at one more, which is a very different composition than what we just saw. This is going to be one that drags on the game, survives off of tons of heal and secrets, shield. He's got 3 very hard to kill Axies, and he will be spreading poison across my team as well with cards like Green Thorns. Poison Touch is a beautiful rune. He takes 20% less damage from poisoned enemies, and you're going to see that basically all of my Axies will have poison on them. So it will be tricky. I think if I can snap one of these off quickly though, throw off his game plan like I said before, I think I have a shot, but I do expect my work to be cut out for me. We go first, will be similar as last time, play Innocent Lamb, banish the card, get our Cottontail, go for the bleed right away on the backliner, and we also go with the Axie Kiss. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't play Imp there. I think that would have been more damage. Bit of a misplay, I think. And look at this stuff, man. Look at this healing. He's all the way back up to full HP. It's insane, and he's got healing boosts as well across all of his Axies. We play Tiny Fin. Here's our Chubby, smacking faces. Our Aqua has a damage boost. We're down to 1 energy, but we go back up to 2 so we can get this perch off, and look at the damage that we'll see. 35, 4 times. It does go to his plant, which I was a little bit unhappy about, but it just still felt like the right play. I can draw another perch to finish this thing off, and again, a quick kill is what I am searching for here. Now he's spreading more poison with Yam, but he's taking damage on every card with bleed. All of his Axies are. Here's the second perch. Bird is gonna put the work in, and we're gonna get to kill that plant. And now I do have all access to my future cards because his team isn't one that kills quickly. I'm going to put the Axie Kiss up front, and that was mainly because he had shield on his backliner. And now he puts the taunt again up front, which I'm kind of happy about. This is clearly my biggest target, 141 HP. Look at this bug where I have poison stacks twice. I forget exactly what caused that, but this is definitely not supposed to be the case. My beast is going to be in big trouble. We get Chubby again, but I didn't realize that playing the 2-cost card there into a taunted Axie is going to prevent my AoE from going to his backline. I don't know if that's how it's always supposed to be or if that's just a bug, but it's something to keep in mind when you're playing, that you're probably going to want to avoid playing 2-cost AoE cards when one of his Axies has taunt on it. We're just going to run out the rest of our hand here with Jaguar, and I think I choose to go with Eggshell there on his front line for more damage. I think it's better than Mavis in that case. And 48 HP, he can heal up here still though. He's got 30% damage reduction. This is where it gets tricky. It's very hard to kill these reptile comps. Now he's going back up to 94, back up to over 100, and we'll have to see if I have enough damage to snap this frontliner off. Early Bird, let's draw a card. You can see I'm doing basically almost no damage to him, even with Fury Form and Axie Kiss. It doesn't kill. I have to spend 3 energy on that frontliner, and now it's a 3v1, but I'm not super thrilled about the situation just because I know how difficult this thing can be. But there's the Imp coming in handy. It was a 0 cost that round, and I spent all 4 energy plus the Imp, which was fantastic for me. Huge value. And this is where he just gets to be a bad mofo and, you know, be close to indestructible. He's got Croc there. He's got tons of shield. Once he draws Freezard, he's going to heal up even more. And now look at this. He's close to almost 300 in total defense here. I don't have much of a choice here but to apply Weak and perch on my highest damage Axie, which will be my frontliner. 4 hits, only 28 damage for each. Back on my opponent, and we'll see if he gets Freezard. We're going to be in bad shape. He does not draw it. That is absolutely huge for us, and I have to say it's credit to the build for killing off some other Axies quickly. It's got a lot of firepower. This is what you want. You want your enemy drawing revenge cards late in the game. And without being able to heal up with Freezard, I think I'm going to be able to pull this one off. If he got the heal this round, it would have made for a much closer game, but I am expecting to be able to close it out here, and I have multiple ways of doing it. Piranha, he's got no damage reduction at this point. I think the Gecko is worn off as well, down to 30 HP, and we're going to hit him with an egg and get the win. On that note, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This team comp has been really fun. Like I said, I haven't played a ton of games, but I'm gonna keep on going and try to optimize. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I'd also love to hear what you want to see next in Origin. I think there's some curse decks that could be really fun. Curse plus, you know, putting a bunch of weak on your opponent so that they do less damage. I think there's something there. I just need to experiment and figure it out. I'm probably gonna eye that for my next video. But let me know in the comments, what are you guys playing? Is there something that you see immediately that you think could help this comp? If so, let me know. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.